My name is Josphat Njobvu, Executive Director, Advocacy for Child Justice. Of course, our work as Advocates for Child Justice is to focus on the justice for children in the country and in Zambia. And we have a mandate as an organization to advocate for favorable laws and as well as policies. And of course, the other aspect is to capacity build stakeholders or key stakeholders in the justice system. Interaction with the judiciary, the ministries responsible over children matters in the country. So we also have direct support, so to speak, in terms of offering legal advice and representation to those that require legal representation, especially children that are violated or have their rights violated or are in conflict of the law. So these are some of the work that we do as Advocates for Child Justice, and then also coming to us, hosting, different delegates in terms of having to come here in Zambia and sharing experiences. The trainers themselves, the experts, were very good in terms of helping us to understand civil society organizations in these issues. How does the business space affect the rights of children across Africa? And we saw a lot of commonalities in terms of where we can work together, and also we can learn from each other in terms of policies that are available, and also just direct violation of the children's rights, especially for those that are investing in areas where their target has just been about business and not disregarding the effects or negative effects that those activities do to the children. The simulation exercise actually brought to light a lot of aspects and a lot of things that we need to pay attention to, and different players playing different roles to respond to some of the violations. For example, I think that case that we had to do with the carbohydrate poisoning, you find that the judges or the adjudicators, in terms of how they look at things, should they also be looking at the policies and laws with children rights in mind, and all these issues. You find that even just the way the judgment was done, I think it could have been done differently in terms of instead of looking at technicalities and also looking at the bigger picture in terms of child right protection or the promotion of children's rights in terms of delivery of judgments. Also, of course, we learned a lot also from the aspect of the victims in terms of them knowing or educating them on how to bring evidence, how to be prepared to come before judicial bodies that could actually help them, but maybe because they're not prepared, then they are not bringing a case that is strong enough to get the judges to help them, and also or deliver judgment that will actually help them. So different players, different roles. Similarly, also with the civil society organizations, in that play, of course, what can you learn in terms of the judgment, the decisions? How do we harness take advantage of those judgments in terms of pushing the agenda, and also making sure that the judgment is help. We use the judgment, to advocate for what we want to see happen. So those are some of the lessons that we learned from the case study and just as the simulation. Yes, of course, the core of action is that at the time of formulating these laws, that we make sure that we enshrine specific provisions and in those statutes or police guidelines that will make sure that we are compliant in terms of protecting of the environment, protecting of children's rights as well. For civil society organizations, instead of us just being reactive, we want to be proactive in terms of getting involved with the business sector as well, in terms of their policies, and make sure that we guide them and have a voice in what they do, and also make sure that as they are forming these companies, that they are actually compliant to the environmental laws and all these other things. Yeah.
Thank you so much.